Hey, this is Sarah. I'm in a weird spot. I don't really know. It'll do. Forgive me. I look a little exhausted. I was camping all weekend and also I seem to have achieved more tan, which is very interesting to me. Um, but I had this box arrive today. This it was a mystery Birch Box, and I placed an order about a week ago for a couple of items using my points, and I wasn't really. I mean, I assumed that was coming this week. I'd actually completely forgotten already that they were coming. So, but the strangest thing in the world, they had this huge box, this relatively huge box, and all of this packing to protect something I absolutely didn't know was coming. Which is the Reveal 3 palette, or Reveal, yeah, it's a Reveal, yeah, it's just a Reveal 3 palette, which I've heard is supposed to be in its total a dupe for like the Naked 3 palette, and then a bunch of bonus shadows, and so this just randomly arrived, and I'm not sure if this is because when they started having Birch Box sign-ups available for Canadians. See if I can find something to begin this with. Yeah, when they were first doing that setup, there is a group on Facebook called Birch Bloggers that I joined, which they did say, like, as sort of, I don't know, like a bonus feature, like, it's something that they kind of, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with that. Like, I thought it was supposed to be like we all talk about the different products, and maybe they sent bonus review items, or you know, there was stuff they were talking about doing like that. So I'm wondering if maybe it's because I'm part of that. But in this case, I know people were noticing it like last month too, and that nobody had gotten anything so far. So I don't know if this is the start of that or what. So I mean, the box itself looks like this. It's, I'm gonna say this already. I'm noticing that it's not a particularly heavy palette, and I haven't even gotten into the box. Okay, and more. So this is a Revealed 3 palette. Now, as many of you know, if you're watching my channel for any length of time, I'm actually completely colorblind. So I'm not going to comment on the colors themselves or the shades, because also that's a matter of taste. I'm going to maybe do a little bit of swatching for you now and comment on things like texture and how consistently they're swatching. So first thing I'm noticing is that this is cardboardy. It feels pretty heavy, like it doesn't feel insubstantial. It seems pretty solid. The other thing I would note is that the revealed palettes, I think, are also travel friendly, because even if they get completely wrecked when you're on a trip, you know, they're only about 30 bucks, which is still, that's a lot of money, but like Urban Decay palettes are, you know, between 40 and 60. So, so you open it up, and then you have Revealed 3, and this plastic sheet, which oddly enough was more adhered to the revealed side than the shadow side. Also, I can already see like there's some, I don't know, some schmutz or something on, yeah, there's some fallout from one of the shadows. So I kind of don't know how much it would have been to put a mirror here. I mean, you know, it's a floppy shenanigan here. So I mean, I don't know how reasonable that would be, but I mean, honestly, a lot of times when I'm using my palettes, I'm holding them like this, you know, and working, you know, so I'm this is a sort of, so whether or not they're quite floppy isn't normally a big deal to me, because of just how I'm comfortable. You know, I can use the mirror as long as I can sort of get it like this angle, then I'm happy with that because I can get as close, you know, as I need to without my glasses on. So just offhand, this seems like a very interesting mix. Let me think now. Okay, so in my Birch Box, I received a quad of eyeshadow samples from Birch Box, and I'm just trying to figure out if I can tell which one that is, if this is meant to be. I mean, it looks like it's set up to be quad style. Like, it definitely has that kind of look to it. You know, and like you could definitely build from there. Well, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's the plan is. It does actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's not set up quad style at all. A couple of them have that look, and you could certainly interpret it that way. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? The other thing is there's no names or anything. So if you're somebody that does like tutorials or something, you know, you're gonna have to provide a graphic of some kind or like point or whatever. So I mean that's a consideration if you know you're a blogger. You're gonna have to keep referring back to the palette. Sometimes it's easier to use the names. I mean sometimes it's difficult. I have the ammo palette from Urban Decay, and I know that a couple of the names aren't necessarily like they're not put on in high contrast, so it's difficult to tell. Actually, no. No, it's pretty good in that one. I'm thinking the Naked 3 palette. There's a couple I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what that's called, but you know what? I'm gonna do 4 swatches for you guys. And when I do swatches, you know, for myself, when I'm in the store and stuff, like I don't do it insanely. So like 1, 2, 3. So that white-ish one, for instance, you know, I'm just like boop, boop, boop. And let's see. So that's not great. That's pretty patchy. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how well you can see that. I'll get it as close as I can, but it's not great. No, not really. That's kind of chalky and patchy. I mean, there's probably a way that you can work with it. It's swatched on my arm, not as badly as it did on the back of my hand. Although that said, like if you were just hoping, I don't know, it seems to blend in. Oh, that's weird, actually. Okay, yeah, no. On first swatch, it's not great, but you can you can blend it, you can work with it. I'm gonna try this one here, and again, 3. Ooh, oh, that is metallic-y. That is gorgeous. And that swatches really nicely. I mean, not a very intense color, but that's okay. I really like that. That would be a beautiful, just sort of all over subtle color to me. I would really enjoy that. What else? What else? You know what? I'm gonna aim for. Ooh, this one. This is my. I accidentally did 4 that time. Very similar to the sort of transition-y shade I use in the Naked 3 palette. So I used this one and I'm going to try this one as well. Now, yeah, so the sort of the matte shades are a little bit patchy, but you seem to be able to work with them. you know, the ones that have a bit more of like a satin finish, which to be fair, I think is kind of very common. They're all a little bit on the chalky side. They're not necessarily pressed in the best way. I don't know how well you can see it, but this shade here has clearly got a ding in it, and that's not from me. That actually looks like it's got like a bubble of something in it. Okay, but that said, it's actually this one here. Swatches really nicely and blends quite well. And I'm gonna try that black. That black is, it's really weird. In the pan, it looks like, oh, okay, it might be intense. It also looks like it's kind of got a lot of glitter in it. Oh yeah, no. It's weird because once it catches light, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see. No, it looks pretty matte. Looks pretty matte on camera, but it's very interesting because once it catches the light, then you can see the glimmer particles. It's really, really subtle. I'm just going to put you right here. You know what? That is actually really beautiful. I like it because it's more interesting than if it was just like a straight matte black. And I'm just curious to see how it layers. Oh yeah, yeah. Like, and you can definitely layer it up. I mean, the one thing that I would be curious to find out about that I can't necessarily do right now. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. Yeah, like you. That is beautiful. That is. You know what? That is one of the most pigmented blacks, if not the most pigmented black I have. And actually, I'm going to say it, like, once you swatch it, especially once you layer it, it's so weird. On the finger, it is not, it's like a satin finish, but once I put it on my hand, it's pretty matte. Like, it's not like flat, it's not like a dead black, but it's pretty matte. So, I mean, the shimmers don't seem to be insane. That would have been bad. I mean, I think I swatched one of the most shimmery colors. It's so weird. The mattes aren't like matte. And the shimmers aren't, you know, insane. It's, yeah. Yeah, I already did that one. I mean, they're beautiful, but I would say these are shadows that aren't necessarily 100% in any direction. The mattes are mostly matte, but they're not, you know, insane. Blendability seems really good on these. You know, you definitely seem to be able to blend them pretty easily, which is really nice. I appreciate that because that can be really difficult for me if I have to fuss with colors too much, because then sometimes they go muddy too easily, if I'm honest. But yeah, no, you can blend out those edges really well. All in all, I think it's a really good quality palette, and especially for the price, I have no idea why it arrived at my home. It's kind of magical. But yeah, so the Revealed 3 palette is currently in the Birch Box store. It is, I'm going to say $28, but if I'm wrong, I'm going to put here the actual price. And if I remember, probably the link directly to it. It'll be the Canadian price. So if you're American watching this, it'll probably be less for you guys. I was thinking of picking it up, but then when I was actually putting through my transaction, it was actually sold out, and it's been pretty much sold out since they've added it to the website. So I don't know if it's cheaper than it is in other places, or if it's just great because you can use your points, because I mean, it's like under $30. I know that. It might have actually been 23. I know it was cheap. It was cheap. And I thought about getting it, and then I didn't. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.